Hello friends, this is Carrie and welcome back to I Like Reddit channel. I hope you all are staying safe and healthy. Friends, today we have 6 stories out of the Entitled Parents subreddit. Let's begin. Our first story is posted by Elk Waffle. Another entitled parent doesn't tell me about the baby. I used to do some babysitting and nanny work as a teenager for extra cash. Most of my regulars were lovely, but you would get an odd one. I was a very popular babysitter in my area, and I would happily work for very short notice, so I would regularly get calls from parents who had been given my number needing a babysitter within the next few hours. This meant I got a lot of calls from parents of one of my regular kids needing a babysitter that evening. It wasn't that surprising, and I happily accepted. The referral came from one of my favorite regulars, so I had no initial concerns. The first red flag was that they had a huge Rhodesian Ridgeback dog, which was rather protective of his house. But I'm good with dogs, and we got on pretty well after a small introduction. Unexpected, but fine. Please warn people if you have a rather protective dog and it's allowed to wander the property. It was at 5 p.m. at this point, and I got through the usual asking the rules, does their 9-year-old son need dinner, bedtime, etc. Essentially the answer was, we'll be back around 2 a.m. There were 0 rules. The kid would pick something from the cupboard and to just let him have whatever he wants. No bedtime, no rules. The 9-year-old wanted to continue watching South Park, which is why I checked the rules repeatedly, but apparently it was all good for him to binge watch all evening. Relatively uneventful evening. The kid was surprisingly well behaved considering the no boundaries until the parents got home. The parents got back around 2 a.m., 9 hours after they left. Then the wife went upstairs and came back with a baby. I had not been informed that there was a baby upstairs the entire time I had been there. They didn't think to tell me because it wouldn't need anything, so it was no big deal. But what the heck? Even if they didn't need anything, what baby sleeps 9 hours without a peep? I genuinely heard nothing all night, and I was on alert knowing that the dog was around, as I didn't 100% trust it. If there was an emergency, I wouldn't have known there was a baby in the house. Turns out they didn't want to tell me because they were concerned that I would charge them extra for 2 kids. Note, I didn't. It was a flat rate for up to 3 kids. I just took my money and left and told my mom, who worked for the school that their kids went to, that there was some safeguarding issues, and it turns out the reported list there. Not long after, they left the country without a warning. This isn't even the only time a parent had surprise dumped a baby on me. Apparently, I just look like I'll be cool with it. Our next story is posted by Boldly Speedy Dreamer. Entitled woman asked me to leave Costco because I dressed like a woman of the night. Yes, this just happened, and I got home from the store and now I'm here to complain because I'm still annoyed. Minor context. I'm 24 male and it's currently 87 degrees Fahrenheit where I live. Also, I'm tall, broad, and I'm wearing a tank top, shorts, and sandals because it's hot as heck. Back to the story. I have a day off from work and needed to get some shopping done, so I make my run to Costco. I'm there for about 10 minutes before I notice a woman with 2 little boys glaring at me. I couldn't really think of a reason that she'd be doing it, so I just went on with my shopping for another 5 minutes or so before I felt someone tap me on the back. I turn and it was her again. Before I could do anything, she just goes, "You have to go right now." I was really confused and asked why, and she says, "You are dressed like a woman of the night. My boys don't need to see this. You'll turn them gay." Not being offended because I'm gay, I told her I wasn't going to leave and I'm not dressed like a loose woman. It's really hot out. Was she expecting me to wear a turtleneck and dress pants? My shorts aren't even that short. They're at my knees. She kept saying I shouldn't dress this way in front of her kids, and I'd make them have naughty thoughts about guys. These kids couldn't be more than 7 to 8 years old. I don't think it's an issue. It's hot. I'm annoyed and losing my patience. I walk over to an employee and ask if they can call security because this woman won't leave me alone. She doubles down and says security will actually make me leave for dressing inappropriately in front of the kids. Surprise, surprise, security took my side and told her to leave me alone. She kept saying that I was dressed like a loose woman and needed to go, but nobody cared. I finished my shopping as fast as I could and got out of there. Now I'm at home and I'm still really miffed about all of it. For all you women who have to deal with this kind of stuff on a regular basis, especially in the summer, I'm your ally. If I see someone getting scolded for how they dress, I'm not going to hesitate to stand up for them. This was humiliating and nobody should have to deal with this. Our next story is posted by Brother P. EM dislikes my signature and demands that I change it. I am a high school principal, and for better or worse, that means signing a lot of documents. I mean a lot. Report cards, IEP reports, requests, diplomas, the list is endless. Over the years, I've developed a signature that's easy to write, distinctive, and kinda hard to read. In other words, it's a scrawl. Well, recently I sent home registration papers to a new parent whose teenager will be entering the school in September. They included a cover letter signed by me. The next day there was a message on the school's voicemail from the parent. EM. Hi, I just received the registration packet from the school and I had a question about the letter that came with it. It says it's from the principal, but I can't read his signature. Now, the note under my signature is my name and the title printed proudly in 12-point Times Roman font. EM. Can someone get back to me about this? My secretary called back and the EM demanded to speak to me personally. Me. Hi there, this is OP speaking. How can I help you? EM. I received a letter with the registration packet and I was a little confused because I couldn't read your signature. Me. Confused? How? It's from me. EM. But I couldn't read your signature, so? Me, thoughtfully reflecting. EM. You know, I don't want to make this a big deal, but I don't think it's okay to have a signature people can't read. Me. I'm not sure I understand your concern. The letter is from me on school letterhead with my name and title clearly displayed. EM, interrupting. But I can't read the signature. I think it needs to be clear so that, you know, I and people can read it. Me, thoughtfully silent. EM. I think you need to change it. Me. Okay, well, thanks for calling. If you have any difficulty with the registration papers themselves, you can talk to our guidance secretary. EM. Are you going to fix it? Me. Fix it? My signature? EM. I think you need to change it. Me. If you need assistance, I'll pass your call to guidance. Bye now. I hung up. A little while later, I received an email from the EM with suggested examples of what she wanted my signature to be. I thoughtfully deleted it. If you're enjoying the content so far, please put a heart emoji in the comment section down below. Our next story is posted by Chungus. Close your airplane window, you're blinding my angel. This story happened yesterday, and it wasn't exactly my first Karen encounter. I've had a few past encounters, but this one definitely takes the cake for me for being the funniest. I work at an airline and need to regularly take business trips from Houston to Chicago. I usually go on these flights once a week at least. Here's what happened. I had just boarded my flight and plugged my earbuds in while I was listening to my favorite podcast. Keep in mind it's about 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. I'm minding my own business when this middle-aged blonde woman approached me, the entitled mother of the story, looking unhappy. Me. Hello ma'am, how can I help you? EM. Yes, please close your window. Me. Confused. Why? EM. Your window is too bright and it's disturbing my angel who's napping. Almost everyone has their window open and her angel is playing video games on his Nintendo Switch. Me. Ma'am, your child is clearly wide awake. I plugged my earbuds back in. She did not like this one bit. EM. Excuse me. She yanks my earbuds out of my ears. Close your window or I'll call the flight attendants. Insert flight attendants, who I'll be calling nice employee for now on. Nice employee. Is there a problem? EM. Yes, this man is disturbing my sleeping son by having his window open. Nice employee glances at the kid who's still playing video games. Ma'am, your kid is awake and playing video games. Please go back to your seat or I'll have you escorted off the plane when we land. EM, clearly angry but complies. She kept shooting me dirty looks the entire flight, but luckily I got off not too long after and was glad to never see her again. Edit. Some of you may not understand the threat of being escorted off the plane, but in this case, it means that she'll be escorted off the plane by law enforcement and may be charged with a crime. Our next story is posted by Throwaway Camper Man. Karen's baby boy wants my camper. Just bought a camper trailer not too long ago. It's pretty old, so I repainted it and fixed it up. It didn't look new, but pretty darn good. I plan to take it camping soon. I had hitched it up to my SUV because I wanted to take it to my friend's house a ways away and thought it would be a perfect time to test it, spending the night in it away from home. I stopped at a station to get gas and to buy some snacks in the little store connected to it. When I came out, there was a woman with her young son trying to look in the windows of my trailer. I asked them what they were doing, and the lady gave me a sour look before saying, "My baby likes your trailer, so I said he could check it out, but the door was locked." Me, you're darn right it's locked. You don't just try and enter someone else's trailer. That's basically the same thing as trying to walk into somebody's house. Karen just crossed her arms and said, "How rude. My baby just wanted to look around. Just open the door and let us in." Me, "Yeah, no, go away and don't bother me again." At this point, her crotch goblin starts crying and pulling on her shirt. "Mommy, I want it." Mind you, this kid looks like he's 7 or 8 years old. I just started laughing because the situation sounded so much like the other Reddit stories that I listen to online almost daily. Karen started stamping her foot and yelling, "What's so funny? Let us in the camper right now." I'm wiping tears from my eyes and said, because this is the most stereotypical situation in person of a Karen trying to act entitled to someone else's property just because their brat wants it. She seemed to recognize what it meant to be called a Karen. Because her eye twitched, she scrunched up her face to the point it looked like she smelled something unbelievably foul. Then she grabbed her still crying child, dragged him away by the arm, all while I'm still laughing. She got into her crappy looking Honda and gave me the finger. I just waved with a crap-eating grin as she drove away. Update to Karen's baby boy wants my camper. Guys, she called the freaking police on me. I didn't notice, but when my previous post happened last Friday, the Karen wanted into my trailer and actually wrote down my SUV plate number and called the cops. I had gotten home Sunday morning and all was peaceful until yesterday afternoon. I'm posting this today because it's finally all resolved, but not really a happy ending. Yesterday I got a knock on the door around 3 p.m. and met with a female police officer, and she was there to speak with me regarding my stolen camper. Apparently she had been there last week and I wasn't home. To be fair, she was not judgmental in any way towards me. In fact, she outright stated that she was just following up on a report that I had stolen and repainted a camper. I knew my home paint job was nothing special, but I didn't think it was that obvious. I had to explain to the officer that I had a handwritten receipt of purchase and a consented video that said the purchase because the previous owner, a retired old man, had lost the title due to the trailer having sat in a barn for so long. We had to call up the previous owner who confirmed this. And then he had to meet us at the station. The police went through the DMV records. It was still in the previous owner's name. So we're all good on that, but I've been told to avoid taking the camper out until I get the title refiled, which I'm going to attempt to do as soon as I can, provided I can make an appointment at my local DMV. They are booked solid for the next month. I asked the officer about the Karen who reported me, and then told her what had happened and where it had happened. She said that she'll look into it, but since it happened in the next county over, it'll be a long shot, especially since there's likely nothing more than some CCTV video of the interaction and probably no audio. So yeah, Karen might have gotten off scot-free by calling as a concerned citizen. Either way, I'm not going to bother to find out anything else. So this will probably be my last update on this account. By the way, Karen, if you're reading this, I hope your crappy Honda breaks down, you lying witch. That's all the stories I have for today. Links to the original Reddit post will be in the description box below. Please stop on by Reddit to show the OP some love and an upvote. If you enjoy my videos, please comment, like, share, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit the bell notification to let you know when I upload new videos. Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.